there's a very famous series called Family Man.
Yeah.
So I'm a family man.
This is Paris Kochal.
You have converted 5 non-profitable loss-running businesses into profitable.
Scaling the business without profits. A lot of organizations have done it, and few of them have got success. They have scaled the business to a very huge level, and then there were some other companies taking over it. But I don't think so. Not everybody can do it. So there has to be proper skill set. There has to be proper team.
Everybody from this podcast who are planning to start the business should know 0 to 100 पहुंचने के लिए क्या roadmap होना चाहिए as a founder. What is one problem or an issue that was very common to all these startups that they're facing, and the upcoming startups should be beware of whilst they're running their business? So, do you think like Shark Tank India has made business performative, or is it actually helping businesses being built in India?
So.
Thank you so much for sitting down for this podcast, the Industree segment of the Founders Times Paris. Thank you so much for your time. And starting off this podcast, tell us who you are beyond your journey in professional landscape. Tell us about yourself first.
So there's a very famous series called Family Man.
Yeah.
So I'm a family man. So whether be it business or be it personal, family that I take care of. So I'm a family man, I would say. So
Yeah.
business, there are family offices in business, let's say. So I want to move with people around me with same love and affection that I do with my own family.
That's amazing. That's the sweetest thing.
Yeah.
And talking about a professional life, how's been professional life for you?
Oh, professional life has been amazing, and every day is a new challenge. But I enjoy challenges. I love, meeting new people, networking with new people, getting new experiences, learning new things. I'm always receptive and to learn new things. But yes, with time I have learned that, as you learn new things, you should absorb things or practice those things that can benefit you in future, in your personal and professional life both.
Absolutely. I have gone through your portfolio, and I have seen that you have converted 5 non-profitable loss-running businesses into profitable. So tell us about that. Like, how did that came into your professional landscape?
So I would not say that I had done it. It is always a team that does it. So, as they teach in management schools or in sports, that together everyone achieves more. So, and I was talking about family. So family is also like a team. So, once you start working with an organization, you have to ensure that whosoever you're working with, they're comfortable. They are at their natural best, I would say. So I always keep on saying in various interviews that, you have to ensure that people work with fire, not under pressure. So, if you're working with somebody, he should enjoy the process. He should enjoy what he is doing. He should look up for Monday mornings. Then only the organization will grow, and things and money and everything, fame and everything becomes a byproduct.
Yeah, absolutely. And whilst you were working with these startups, since there are so many startups out there in India, what is one problem or an issue that was very common to all these startups that they're facing, and the upcoming startups should be beware of whilst they're running the business?
So I feel 2 things. One is sense of ownership. When I say sense of ownership and communication. Sense of ownership comes to, if it's not for a salary that you're working. You feel this is my own work, this is my own place that I own. So salary again, you can, if you look from business point of view, you're not investing anything and you're getting profit, right? But other way around, if you see that sense, when I say sense of ownership, whatever you do it with your with your whole heart and soul.
Absolutely.
So, if you start working in that manner, and the communication is basically, you should be very prompt. You should know when to say yes, when to say no, and when to buy time. So that comes with experience in various situations. And the flow of information from bottom to top and top to bottom in hierarchy is very important.
But there are so many Gen Z run, startups out there, and Gen Zs don't follow rules.
Absolutely.
So do you think like when it comes to communication, it's not a systematic format they work with, it's something that they just feel comfortable around, and do you think that can impact their, future plans for the same?
So yes, I see there are a lot of Gen Zs who want to move in their own space. That's good. We should give space to everybody. It helps you to be more creative, but that doesn't mean that you're lenient with your work. If you're sincere, you have your own space. That's absolutely fine. And yes, with time, as you mature, you chisel out that piece of information in a manner that you get the proper. Like for example, there's a stone, and when you chisel a stone, you get a proper statue out of it.
Absolutely.
The end result is beautiful. That is how you need to work upon.
Have you worked with the Gen Z startup though?
Sort of, yes.
Sort of.
Yeah.
And what is the difference that you have seen a millennium working on and a Gen Z working on? Was there any particular difference?
So, millennial, I think, we were more sober. Gen Z is more rebellious at times, I feel. Sorry if, no offense to anybody.
But that's true.
So they are, all willing to go out. But that energy needs to be channelized in a manner where it's a result-oriented effort, or they feel that, whatever energy they're putting in can fetch in good results for them, for the organization, for their family, for the well-being of the entire community, whatever goal they're working for.
And with your professional experience in the industry, tell us about what are the money mistakes that the businesses are making in 2026 that they should avoid in order to not burn out completely.
Startups, when I talk about, if they are running short of funds or many mistakes that they can make, I think too much of ad spends they should avoid. I know it is, rather they should make the customer as a brand ambassador. They can start small, they can be frugal, and the customer should speak for them. So if you can make a customer your brand ambassador, and then it becomes a chain, and it becomes a chain reaction, then you will grow much faster, much better in quality, because you're in regular touch with the customer, taking feedbacks, working on the quality of the product or service, and that enhances your entire business.
But when you talk about customers, so are you talking about the UGC content that is out there, or you're talking about when they give out their testimonials or feedback?
See, nowadays things where we request customer to do a testimonial or to do a UGC content, these things have been there in media for some time now. But I feel if it's more of an organic approach, it will work better. It should come naturally. There's a review system, there's a rating system, but if it's natural and you truly work with, as I said, heart and soul, or you understand what are the nitty-gritties where we need to improve for the business, or maybe how we can add value to the customer's life, or to the product, or to the entire ecosystem, maybe that is how you can grow as an organization, is what I feel.
Absolutely. And what is one of the most damaging decisions a founder make when they're very desperate to run the business and it's on survival mode?
Most damaging would be that, culture. The culture has to be very well knit. People should, we started with a word called family. So, if people have that sense of ownership, they feel that they are part of the family and they're a part of the bigger purpose, larger cause. And they are together as a one unit. They are working together. And that fabric, if it gets, it gets damaged, then the culture as a fabric gets damaged, then it will affect the entire process of growing in an organization, or maybe building as a better organization.
When you talk about treating your culture as a family, do you think hire fast and fire fast is something that the company should adopt?
I don't think so.
No?
Hire fast and fire fast should not be. There can be wrong hiring that I have seen in organizations, that there can be wrong hirings. But then, everybody should be given a chance. I have worked with organizations where, there was very less talent at the initial point of time. But as a leader, it is my responsibility to groom the team, to ensure he's a better human being, he's a better professional, and he understands the larger cause, and he is the part of the entire culture that we are talking about, which can take the organization to the next level altogether. If the employee is failing, it is a failure of a leader also. So we have to create future leaders, as Ratan Tata said. Our responsibility as a leader is to create future leaders. So hire and fire, I am not in favor of that. I'll still like to give him a chance. सब में अच्छाई होती है. Everybody has goodness in them. We just need to identify that goodness in that person and work on that goodness so that it flourishes more and it overshadows the weakness or the part which is not so good or negative part of that person.
Absolutely. And when we talk about family businesses in this, because when you are running a sole proprietorship, you have the choice of people you want to hire. But when it is family businesses, the board of directors, sometimes they're Chacha ji and Phupa ji, right? Yeah. So in such environment, when people do not actually have the competence of sitting down on those chairs or those positions that actually good people can, do you think that actually affects the business? Or is it something that is sugar-coated in the family business name?
So, if somebody who is not competent enough and he's the part of the top management or hierarchy, we need to accept that. But yes, there would be people who would be responsible and they would like to understand and where the person is coming from or where the employee is coming from, and they want that entire business should grow. So here the communication matters. Here you need to understand what you have to communicate, whom you have to communicate, and how you have to communicate. It will play a very vital role. If you feel that person is not competent enough, so please go to a person who can take a better decision. So, and you can take a better decision not only for you, but for the organization and for the entire ecosystem as a whole.
Absolutely. And in the recent news, we have also seen that Zomato's CEO Deepinder Goyal stepped down from his position as a CEO because, as per him, running a public figure as a CEO, it is better to be of a singular focus, right? So, as a founder, when you know that it is time to step down from operations, and do you think it was a right play on his part?
I cannot comment on Deepinder Goyal. It's a personal decision and professional decision both. So I don't know him in person, so I cannot comment on his behalf. It will be very wrong of me, if I comment on his behalf. But yes, there have been instances where, CEOs of company have stepped down or captains of team have stepped down and they have given a younger team member or a younger player to perform for the organization or for the team.
And when we talk about such highlighted names, we also have the most remarkable show that is completely for business in India, the Shark Tank India, right? So do you think like Shark Tank India has made business performative, or is it actually helping businesses being built in India?
So it has both sides. One, Shark Tank India, if I talk about, is a good thing that has happened in the sense that people have started talking about business. And people have started talking about new ideas, new thoughts. What I don't like about not Shark Tank, but any media as per se, when they sensationalize any viewpoint or they overdo something. So overdoing of I don't personally watch Shark Tank, to be honest. But yes, it gives you an idea, thought, and something new that you can work upon. Because my viewpoint will be, as I said, I will like to give a chance to anybody if he's not performing well. Maybe I'll try and groom as a leader, handhold that person, rather than being, very blunt about anything which doesn't go well with the sentiment of that person.
Absolutely. And since we're talking about Shark Tank, I think the word founder has become more of a badge, like I'm the founder of so and so, even if the business is not running.
Yes.
So do you think it is becoming more of like a statement badge that everybody wants today? And there was a time when Apple's iPhones were a status symbol. Now founder word is a status symbol.
Yes.
But not everybody can be a founder. What is your take on that?
So that's okay if you are, not a founder of a business and you are an employee. That's absolutely okay. But you are the part of the larger ecosystem. If you can add value to any organization, that matters most. See, if the 1% of the world is, running this entire economy, where there are more of them are CEOs or chairmen of organization. But there is a support system they have around them. Somebody has to fill up that role also. So that's absolutely fine. Everybody have, there was a lot of talk about gig workers. So, there is something called dignity of labor. We need to understand that also. So from what I personally think, we can add value to a gig worker. We can add value to a person who is at the lower level of hierarchy, and then he can grow in the system. And there's a huge chunk of population. We cannot ignore that.
Absolutely.
So founder word sounds fancy, sounds trending, but the reality of the world, where there is a huge chunk who are still trying to make a mark, struggling for their daily bread, if we can create something out of them, create an average person to an excellent leader, to a mediocre person to a excellent performer, that is where our role plays into the picture. A founder's role should be. This is what I feel.
And in 2026, what are the skills a founder should have in order to grow their business to the next level?
So, yes, he should be tech savvy.
Okay.
Tech savvy is very important. Everything today is available at the Earlier we used to say at the click of a button, no, it's, on voice note things are happening.
Absolutely.
So AI is there. So one should be extremely tech savvy. Then networking is, people have been saying that, it's your network that decides your net worth. Yes, I believe in that. But with the right type of people, when you should network with, it should not that you go out and network with anybody and everybody because he's in a business, so I will network with anybody and everybody. So you need to understand, if you are networking with the right set of people who can help your business grow or add value to your business, it makes sense. In sales, we have been doing a lot of cold calls also. I've been a sales guy. I've been doing a lot of cold calls as well. And still I do at this level, where I reach out to new people, talk to them, try and understand how we can work together. But yes, I need to understand, as you said, that you read my portfolio. I need to understand where that person is coming from, and then is the right person who I should, network with.
You've also had experiences with restaurant and hotels industry, right?
Yes.
So, what is something that you think are the common mistakes people make whilst they're opening? There are so many cafes that are opening, right? So, do you think that is something?
Many factors. I can talk about this at length.
Please do. There's so many people actually. Gen Zs are themselves, or millennials are opening their own cafes and restaurants without actually researching the market that are opening it in, right? So tell us about what are the common mistakes you've seen.
One, huge rentals.
Okay.
Second, quality of product and service. Third, as I said, make in hotel and restaurant industry, we say guest, not customer. So make your guest your brand ambassador. He should talk about you. And third, it should be experiential. Whatever you're doing, there has to be something where you curate an experience around the guest. So that will create a success story for the cafe or the restaurant for sure. When he moves out, it's like watching a movie. You go to a hotel or a restaurant, you carry an experience once you move out. That you entered, there was a GRE, guest relation executive. She smiled at you and you felt happy. Then you went inside. Then there was a steward who came to you, or a guest relation associate came to you. He asked, "What would you like to have?" And the way chef came, was there a chef on the floor? Did he come to you, took a feedback? Did he do something which enlightened the experience or took the experience to the next level altogether? Created a wow factor or not? So all these things matter a lot. And if that wow factor is there, we did something wherein we took the guest to the kitchen as well.
Oh, that's amazing.
So kitchen visits usually in hotels are restricted or there are no entries, but we requested them to see the kitchen. So, in one go, guest was happy that he was interacting with the chef. Then chef was more conscious, the kitchen is clean. And and the experience went to the whole level. They celebrated birthdays, they celebrated anniversaries in kitchen. They talked about recipes, they talked about new menu. And not everybody does it. So
absolutely.
that has to be there. That wow factor was generated.
And this experience actually I also myself had. I went to this restaurant called Dhaba. Yeah. And the chef came outside and he asked, what have you ordered? And we said, we've ordered butter chicken and stuff. So he's like, okay, I'll make sure that I make it really nice for you. So that was something he also came out for the feedback. But that is something we thought that, हमारे लिए अच्छा बनेगा. We don't know, चाहे वो bulk में बन रहा हो, but हमारे लिए अच्छा बनेगा. So that is something I have actually experienced. And when we talk about customer retention, because a lot of businesses do get good customers because of the ambience they offer, because of the quality of food they offer, but sometimes they're not able to keep the customer coming back. So what is the key to that?
So customer retention, there's a lifelong value of a customer, as they teach in management books. I went to a restaurant as a kid, then I went to a restaurant as a teenager, then as an adult, I got married, my kids are going, I became a grandfather. So there's a lifelong value of a customer. But to retain that lifelong value, so that I keep on going back to the same brand, there are many things that businesses are doing. One is the community. They're forming communities, and customers should stick to that community. Through social media or through other platforms, maybe WhatsApp or other platforms. Then enhancing the experience. Remember, I personally, if I was a sales guy, when I started my career, so we used to remember birthdays of all our customers, prospect customers and the regular customers. So, I used to call them on their birthdays, send them greeting cards, greeting cards, New Year greetings and all those, up to WhatsApp information. So I used to send all those things. I still do. a lot of people I don't know, a lot of industry stalwarts basically who are doing very well in their lives. I send them mails on birthdays and
Yeah.
send them feedbacks about their products and services.
Absolutely.
At times I get revert also from big names. I will not like to name them, but for me and for the world, they are big names. So that connect should always be there with the brand or with the services or the quality or the product that we are talking about. So I forgot. So we were talking about lifetime value of the customer and the
Yeah,
question was
the retention. How
retention. So retention will happen if we form a community and we keep on knocking the door of a customer where his space is also not occupied and he sees the value in the product and the service. So he feels attached. So a lot of people do things where there's an emotional connect to something. So that emotional connect, if you're able to form, like in my last organization, we used to celebrate birthdays. At times, people used to celebrate fake birthdays, but they had this sense of achievement.
Yeah.
So if they had that sense of achievement, they will always have an emotional connect. Yeah, आज तो मैंने fake birthday बनाया, and they will flaunt it also.
I completely get that.
Yeah.
And when we talk about this, like, tell us what are the industries do you think in 2026 that are going to flourish? Yeah, you think in long term, in the next coming 10 years, these are the industries that will rule and can help a startup founder. If they're planning to start something of their own, they should go in these industries.
So yes, AI is the buzzword. One, AI will definitely flourish.
Do you think AI can also take up jobs? Like there have been this.
No, I don't think so. AI will take up jobs, but yes, there will be a transformation. And
Okay.
every time there is a new technology or something new that has come up, there has been a transformation. So, when initially computers came in, people thought people who are on typewriters, they will never be able to get a job, but they shifted to computers.
Yeah.
Similarly, people shift to AI.
Yeah.
So, this transformation is happening, and that's good. You need to learn and evolve with the time.
Absolutely.
That is all you need to do, and it is making life easier for a lot of people. But just when it comes to people who do manual work like designing and all, or the creative work people do. So again, AI can be in your industry, in media industry, a lot of work has been done wherein music and other parts have been done in a manner where or the technology has played a very important role.
Absolutely.
Initially, when technology came, people thought that the music will be redundant and it will not be of good quality. But we see a lot of good music around today also.
Absolutely.
In Bollywood, in Hollywood, and even otherwise in classical music. So they use technology there as well. So similarly, AI will have something where the manual work will become easier, but your talent you need to plug in with that AI so that it flourishes more.
Absolutely. And getting back to the industries, what
Industries, yeah. So I think AI. Second is FMCG, and third is healthcare. Because healthcare. Reason being, our lifestyle has changed a lot. I see, a lot of people are spending a lot of time on their screens. So physical, mental health will, evolve with time. Yeah.
And that's amazing actually. And do you think like there is this thing that every industry is saturated at this point when you talk about clothing industry or the hotel industries? So how should someone survive in such environments, the industries that are super saturated and still people want to go in that, especially clothing industry?
I think, fashion is again ever evolving, and it changes with time. Previous trends also come in at times. So it depends upon organization to organization, individual to individual, how you are separate from the entire herd of basically, how you are separate from basically, what should I say, crowd. How you can have that USP, as they say, unique selling proposition in your product, or how you. I will not take the names, but there have been brands that have come up out of nowhere and they're doing so well now. And they're flourishing like anything in garments also. So in fashion industry also, I think there is a lot of scope. There are people, purchasing power has increased. Disparities between the rich and poor is also getting lesser. So I think there is a huge market out there to serve. But in India itself, it's a big market. We are 140 crore plus, and as I said, there is a lot of, and thanks to our government, the way the infrastructure has improved, job opportunities have been improving. Youngsters like you are becoming more enterprising. I think any industry you want to go in, it's just that passion you need require, and it will do well.
Absolutely. And talking about startups itself, tell us what a 0 to 100%, like a person who's starting today,
Yeah.
as founder, what they should be, what should the roadmap, and what things they should be comfortable and cautious of whilst they are starting their business. Because I want everybody from this podcast who are planning to start their business should know 0 to 100 पहुंचने के लिए क्या roadmap होना चाहिए as a founder.
Okay, for a startup to have 0 to 100 ka roadmap, first and foremost, do everything, whatever you're thinking, just don't keep it in your mind. Put it down on a paper, give it a structure. Today, I have an X amount of capital. This is the goal that I'm working for. Maybe, for example, I have an X amount and I want to reach to 2x of this capital or the revenue that I want to reach out to. So, what are the resources that I need for that? And in that capital itself, the resources that you have, first and foremost thing where people make mistake is the people that you hire should be seasoned enough, or they should have in a strong integrity that they can work with you for long run. Or you should hire somebody who understands you as a person as well, the founder's vision as a person. He basically gels in with your vision as well. After this is done, and you start working on the process, and you start selling your initial units or the initial services or the initial product, then you have to scale the business, and there's an acceptance in the market too. If there is not acceptance, then you need to understand where you are going wrong, take the feedback on ground from the customer, the end user, and then work on it. Founder needs to be on ground. He should not be in an AC cabin sitting and the team is working on ground. So you need to be with your team, hand-holding them, and take the feedback, and then redesign the entire product, quality, or the service. Work on it again. If you find the why, the reason, why a customer will buy, not what you're selling, but why a customer will buy. There's a difference in what you're selling and why somebody will buy. So if you find the reason of why somebody will buy your product or service, and then there's an acceptance, and you have to scale the business to the next level. The third step would be look for the good investors who, if you don't have enough money, or if you can churn from your own profits, if you start making early profits, keep some portion of it for your basically, as I say, backup in case of any uncertainty, and an X amount or maybe future plans, and maybe around 80% of it you can reinvest in the business. So the business starts scaling. And if you think that you need an investor and you're to scale it much bigger, you can make it much larger, then have those investors in place. Just don't do it desperately. Don't do it out of desperation that I need an investor and I should get anybody and everybody who is willing to throw in money. He should align with your thoughts because he will make you accountable tomorrow. Other way of scaling the business if you want money is debt. But debt, again, you should be in a capacity to repay it. So please, utna hi debt lena jitna aap repay kar sako, and you are 101% sure that I have some profits, I have some backup in place, then I am going for debt. In personal life also, don't jump onto debt at the stage of ideation, I would say. A lot of people do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that will be a wrong thing, because in case, God forbid, if it doesn't work, and then you have to repay, you will be in a deep trouble.
Absolutely.
So please don't do that. And yes, as we end this entire conversation, I will again say, make your customer or your guest your brand ambassador. And to have that lifetime value of a customer, please ensure that you are in touch with the customer with an emotional connect for a larger cause, and on every festival, on birthday or a special occasion, you greet him for sure.
That is actually really important. That is something that we have highlighted. Taking this to the concluding part of our podcast is the rapid fire round. And so are we ready for that?
Yes.
Perfect. So, one way founders waste money without realizing it.
Rentals and ad spends.
Oh, okay. First sign that money is creating burnout, not growth.
So if your team members or employees come back to you and they say that we are not in the right direction, and this is a repetitive, basically you see process that's happening again and again. In that case, we should. It's a sign that we should be a little cautious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One expense founders defend emotionally but should cut immediately.
So performance-based incentives one should never cut. And if somebody is doing it, I think it's not right. It's not appropriate.
Yeah.
So teams should be kept motivated with performance-based incentives for sure.
Absolutely. Growth that looks impressive but is actually dangerous.
So scaling the business without profits. A lot of organizations have done it, and few of them have got success. They have scaled the business to a very huge level. Then there were, some other companies taking over it. But I don't think so. Not everybody can do it. So there has to be a proper skill set. There has to be a proper team. There has to be, if you want to scale a business, and then some other organization takes over. So there's a proper
So when
process
we talk
to it.
about this, like they have actually been scaling, but they're not profitable.
Profitable, yeah.
So how does that work actually? Because a lot of people have this misconception that if you're scaling, you're obviously making profits.
So that's about valuation. So,
Okay.
So if you're scaling and it's about valuation, and people think that at a higher valuation, even without making profits, business will sustain. I doubt that.
Oh, okay. Understood. And my final question for this is one non-negotiable rule for using money correctly in business.
Okay, so I would say add quality to your product and service and hire right set of people, and ensure that you keep on training them on various aspects, whether be it their interpersonal skills, be it their negotiation skills, be it their technical skills. So that training has to be a non-negotiable. So that training should keep on going.
And it was a complete honor sitting down with you for this podcast. And I think people can take great anecdotes from this and learn more about how they can scale up their business and eventually even start their own business.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think financial freedom is something that we all should aim at. And not only you should do your business, but ensure in personal and professional life you save that little amount of chunk for yourself, for your family, and it should be, there are a lot of good financial leaders, though I've been taught by Mr. Varun Malhotra, stock markets.
Yeah.
So that financial freedom gives you peace of mind. So if you have money in pocket, and it will give you peace of mind for sure.
I think that's for Gen Zs. So please do take care of that, and thank you so much for sitting for
Thank you.